Namaskar. And first of all, I'm really thankful to the SP Jain Institute and the student community to invite me to speak here. And also I'm like really thrilled and excited with the energy around it. So in pandemic, in front of doing virtual event, but I am in spite of all that distances, I can feel the energy. And let me start with my own. I mean, this actually took me to my student days. So let me start with my own story. I am born and raised in Mumbai, and I was always a Bombay girl. And I never thought that I'm going to start a bank, I'm going to leave Mumbai and stay in village, and I'm going to do what I have done. When I was doing my undergraduate program, I met Jayaprakash Narayan, a Gandhian leader, traveled across India with him because Jayaprakash Narayan was telling youths, who was a Gandhian leader, and telling youths that youth should work in villages of India. And I was so excited about it that I traveled across India when I was 24 years old. And that made me that I want to work in the villages of India. And so I decided, and when I was traveling, I met a farmer leader who was not highly educated, but he could pull the crowd. So, and I fell madly in love with him, decided to marry him. My family was devastated. They were not sure how am I going to survive out of Mumbai, but I was firm. And so after 1 year of teaching in economics, I left Mumbai, shifted to village Maswat, where for last 3 decades I've been working and staying with my family. A woman named Kantabai came to me. And I have shared this story 1,000 times, but it's always special to share the story in front of young students, young people, just because I always feel that, you guys are the people who are going to actually create a new India. So, a new Bharat, I would say. So when Kantabai came to me and she wanted to open a saving account. Kantabai was a street vendor. She is doing her business now also and working as a blacksmith. And so when Kantabai said, I want to open a saving account and I want to save money, I asked her that, do you even have a money to save? And you know what she said? That I want to buy a tarpaulin sheet. I stay with my family on the street. And in this summer, with this so far 50-degree, we have a very hot summer. I want a shelter for my family. And so I felt that she's not asking anything. She wants to save money. So I went to the different banks to open the Kantabai's account, but the banks were not ready to open because she felt Kantabai is not an affordable client. And so then I thought that if banks are not opening the account, why not start a bank for women like Kantabai? And so we decided, I mobilized women, and our women actually mobilized the capital, applied for the banking license to the Reserve Bank of India. I met directly to the governor. And then, but we gave a proposal to the officers of RBI, and the license was rejected. You know why? Because our women couldn't read and write. In the proposal, they had a thumb impression on the signature. So on that ground, it was rejected. When I came back, I was devastated. I was crying. I told our women that our license is rejected because our women could not read and write. You know what our women said? So what? We will learn to read and write from today. And these women came together to start the literacy classes for themselves. And then after 5 months, we applied again. And I didn't go alone. I went with 15 women to Reserve Bank of India. You know what? They challenged the officer, saying that you rejected the license because we cannot read and write. But they said, we cannot read and write, but we can count. And they challenged the officer, ask us to calculate the interest of any principal amount. If we fail, don't issue the license. But you do it without calculator and see who can calculate faster. Needless to say, we got the banking license. But when I'm sharing this, and I must have shared 1,000 times, I always say that these are ordinary women who did extraordinary things. These women have no travel, no education, no exposure. But today, I'm so proud of that I'm sitting on their shoulders, sharing their courageous stories with all of you. And I would just say that in post-pandemic, when nothing was working, one of our young lady, Rupali Shinde, you can see their stories on YouTube, they are there. But I'm just sharing with you that Rupali Shinde, she came to the bank and she is actually Dalit. We in India, it's illegal to say, but I would say like to make it that before we used to think of them as Dalits as untouchable, but she's Dalit and she does a drum business and she has been cheated a lot. So she always did digital banking. I saw her doing digital banking better than me, faster than me, efficiently. And so I thought, why can't we have a head of our digital banking, Rupali Shinde? Because she is much more smarter and she can do, and Rupali has never gone to high school. Today, her daughter is studying in engineering school and Rupali is paying the education fee for that. And Rupali has trained 6,000 women as a digital Didis. And she is breaking century-old caste barriers today. And when I see Rupali, what I learned from her is never provide poor solutions to poor people. They are smart. And today, Rupali goes to universities and she has been to Mumbai University, she has been to Azim Premji. I'm sure she will come to your university also to speak as a digital banker. And with Rupali, I would just now share with you another story. These are all courageous story of Kerabai. Kerabai is a radio jockey. Kerabai has never been to the school and she doesn't know to read and write. And you will see, she has been invited in Mumbai as a radio jockey to give the show, to do the show. But when Kerabai came to Mandeshi is running a radio business school through its foundation. And it's a model is like bank and foundation works together with the leadership of these women and create these role models. So when Kerabai came to the radio, she said, I want to feature my own program on radio. And our radio manager said that, Kerabai, you cannot read and write. And how would you feature your program? She said, yes, I cannot read and write, but I can sing. And I make my poems here. And she started her program and she became very popular on radio. And you know what? Once Rakesh Anand Bakshi is the son of Anand Bakshi, a famous Bollywood singer, lyricist. He came and he said that he's writing a book on radio jockeys. And he said that he wants to feature Kerabai as one of the radio jockey. And when he was doing his story, Kerabai, he was asking like, how did you learn to sing? You know what Kerabai said? She said, I got married at the age of 13 and I was pregnant at the age of 14. We didn't have enough food to eat. And so every time to forget hunger, I used to sing. And that's how I started singing. Can you imagine? These are the courageous women with whom I am staying now. I am working with them. And even the younger women are not scared. They are also very brave. And I would share with you a story of Sarita Bhise. She is a nomadic girl, has always been raising animals. She came to bank and she said that I want to buy a bicycle because I want to go to high school. And she said there is no bus available and my parents will get me out of the school. So foundation gives bicycles for girls to go to school. But what happened was that she became a very good athlete. And today Sarita is a field captain of hockey, national level hockey team, field hockey, and she's a captain today. And Sarita and Kajal, they got a silver medal in Khelo India. They were planning and preparing themselves to go to Tokyo Olympics, which of course has been delayed by pandemic, but they are preparing themselves to go for Olympics. So while sharing these courageous stories, I just want to tell everybody, all the students, that, when you look at Rupali Shinde, and it's not students, there are so many people who must be, because it's a Facebook Live, right? The whole event is. So Rupali Shinde, when she has not been to the high school, she's Dalit, but she's a digital trainer, digital teacher. And Kerabai is a radio jockey. And Sarita, she is preparing herself to go to the Olympics. So these are the stories of courage. And you know what? They, of course, say that never provide poor solutions to poor people. But one thing they give me, they inspire me, is that and Kerabai always says that my courage is the capital. Can you imagine when somebody is telling a banker that my courage is the capital? And so when I was co-chairing Davos, and when I went there and then sitting beside the Christine Lagarde and addressing the media in Davos, you can see that also. When I was co-chairing Davos in World Economic Forum, I said, I am sitting in middle of billions and trillions people who are owning it, and where the parking lot of aeroplanes is. But I just want to tell you that what our women say, I come from a fragmented world, but what their voices say are two things. Never give poor solutions to poor people. And the second, which is very important for me, is our courage is the capital. And their courage has been my capital. And it can be yours also. There are many people around you, must be so courageous. And I'm so glad, and thank you so much for inviting me to share. I just like the title, The Stories of Courage, right? And those stories are going to inspire us today in this pandemic. World is changing. And I think those stories are going to remodel Bharat. Thank you.